Hey everybody, Tim here with another Star Wars review. This is going to be part 3 of Clone Wars Season 1. I kind of did overstretched myself a little bit, but it flowed pretty quick. I'm going to do 6 episodes this time. So Season 1, Episodes 2, 3, and 4 are all kind of a trilogy. It's Rising Malevolence, Shadow of Malevolence, and then Destroy Malevolence. And it's all about Malevolence, as you can tell, which is the new big battle cruiser that General Grievous is kind of in control over. The first episode is actually really good because it has Plo Koon in it. Some of the just battles between them is really amazing. We see Grievous and Dooku kind of like argue a little bit back and forth, and Anakin and Ahsoka kind of argue back and forth, and it's just kind of pitting all of these characters together. The second part wasn't super interesting to me, at least, but going into the third and final episode of that specific trilogy, where Princess, or I guess she's not even a princess or a queen, or Senator Amidala and C-3PO are captured because, imagine that, Palpatine told them to go somewhere and they did, and then there's Grievous with the Malevolence and he just captures them right away. So now it's more of Anakin and Obi-Wan trying to save them. And there's a lot of nice little shout outs to in this episode specifically, where Obi-Wan's like, spinning is not flying, and Anakin's like, but it's a good trick, which is a shout out to episode 1. And then we get when General Grievous pops up, he says to Obi-Wan, "Hello there, General Kenobi," which is the reverse of episode 3, which technically hasn't even happened yet. So I kind of like that. So technically he says it first in this, if we're going chronologically. So I really like that. Overall, as a trilogy, it was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it was kind of interesting. The next episode, episode 5, Rookies, was really kind of good. I actually enjoyed this one. This is one of those where it's the benefit of watching these out of order, because we already saw the Clone Cadets, where we see Domino Squad kind of form. And then, like, when I first watched this series, I would have seen this episode first, and then Heavy dies in this episode, and you're like, oh, okay. And I guarantee you, when later on, it was, I think, season 3, to get to that episode where we see them form and Heavy gets his name, I probably honestly did not remember he even died, like, because of this episode. So, and I mean, that's just who I am, and I'll admit that. But to watch these in order, watching Heavy, like, sacrifice himself, it actually was more impactful. So I really, really enjoyed it. So we see the younger clones, which is the Domino Squad. I loved the scenes where the droid is in clone armor and he's trying to pretend to be a clone. And then it's Rex and Cody, and they just shoot him in the head. They're like, nope. As soon as he's like, Roger, Roger, he's like, boom, okay, that's a droid. We got it. We know from here. What I'm curious of is we see the Malevolence crash into a moon in episode 4. So in episode 5, why is Grievous like not in trouble? Because he doesn't even say anything to Dooku. He's just like, bye, and he's out of there. So I would have liked a little bit more like closure from episode 4 to episode 5, but it's a TV show, it's for kids, whatever. And then the last 2 episodes, which are a pair as well, is, what is it? It's episode 6, Downfall of a Droid, and episode 7, Duel of the Droids. So 6 was really well done. It's all about Anakin loses R2-D2, and, like, I don't know, you get some weird vibes from Obi-Wan in this one, where he's just like, it's a droid. Like, R2 units are a dime a dozen. Like, just pick another one. And it's like, well, I actually haven't erased his memory ever, and so evidently that's part of their thing, is after a mission you're supposed to wipe R2's memory bank, and he's never done that, which is something we've seen throughout the entire like saga of Star Wars. Like C-3PO has had his wiped, but R2-D2 has not, so he's kind of the one telling this entire story, if you want to be real about it. So now it's a rescue mission. In the meantime, he's paired with R3S6, I think it was, who just wrecks everything. He can't get it going. Sure enough, when we get to Duel of the Droids, which is a shout out to the episode 1 Duel of the Fates music in the background, R3 is actually working for General Grievous. He's been reprogrammed and stuff. It's an okay episode. The R3, R2 battle sequence where they're just like ramming into each other is kind of funny. Overall, it's not fantastic. Out of these 6 episodes. Probably Rookies is my favorite out of the 2. And then it's the Droid pair, and then it's the Malevolence trilogy. Overall, I'm still really enjoying the series. I'm curious what you guys think about this season 1. Granted, this is from like 10 plus years ago. Let me know what you guys are thinking about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time for part 4.